Okay.
Are they just for show, Brad?
These ones are, yes.
All right, joined here by the University of Minnesota contingent, head coach Brad Frost and student athletes Sarah Davis and Kelly Terry. Before we get started with questions, just a few notes. Again, Minnesota with the victory last night improves to 38-1-1 on the year. They are looking for their third consecutive national championship and sixth overall in school history. Last team to win 3 in a row was Minnesota Duluth from 2001 to 2003. Minnesota is currently on a 26-game unbeaten streak, going 25-0-1 over that stretch. And the University of Minnesota was also back-to-back NCAA champs previously in 2004, 2005, and 2012 and 2013. We will follow, again, same format as the last time. We will open it up for questions for both coach and student athletes. Again, Craig is to the left here with the microphone. So before we get started with questions from the audience, I would just like to pose a question to the student athletes. Obviously, you've been here to the Frozen Four before at different venues. You also here were out east earlier this year at Yale. But can you just talk about your observations on this experience here at Quinnipiac?
I think Quinnipiac's done an amazing job. The facilities are amazing. This is like the pinnacle of women's hockey, and they've done everything they can to make it feel like a professional setting for us, and we're really happy with how everything's gone so far.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the facilities are beautiful. I mean, the people here have just been amazing. Even the police escorts, like Kelly said, it's feels like we're big timers here, so we really appreciate it.
Thank you. This time, we'll open it up for questions from the audience.
Brad, Joe Christensen, Star Tribune. Brad, I know every year is different. What were you guys able to do, though, the day before the last 2 championship games? Anything that you're trying to apply to this, just in terms of like routine and stuff?
Yeah, our routine has really been the same here over the last couple of years. Last year we went to the Cavs brunch. It was a little later. Obviously celebrated Amanda winning that, and then we skated real light and then got a nice meal at night, and we're just trying to do the same thing here. It's give our players as much free time with their families as possible, and yet still be in early tonight and ready to go tomorrow.
And Matt MSNCA.com for Kelly and Sarah. Obviously, you guys played at Yale before earlier this season, but you hadn't been. I don't know if you'd been here before in the time that you've been at Minnesota, but when you went into the game last night, I mean, did it take you a while to sort of get used to the surroundings? I mean, not even just the fact that you're at another Frozen Four, but you know, the dimensions of the rink, how the pucks bounce off the boards, things like that.
Yeah, well, getting used to any new rink that we haven't played in before is something we have to do. Pre-game skate, we check out the size behind the net and how wide, how long, how the pucks bounce off the glass, things like that. One thing that we haven't played, well, maybe I think one other time this season, is the visiting bench is on the other side of the ice, and that's something we have to think about. It's really important for forecheck and regroups and things like that. So just like any weekend, despite the fact it's Frozen Four, it's something that we need to, practice around and get a feel for it.
Coach Justin Cohen, Inside Hockey. You're facing a team in Clarkson that, first of all, had never been to the Frozen Four, let alone to the national championship game. I think you've probably faced every scenario possible your team has in a Frozen Four and in a championship game, but how is it to face a team that hasn't been there, and how do you prepare for that? Because you really don't know what they're going to bring to the table.
Yeah, the only film we really have is from last night, and it's funny, Sarah and Kelly here know their players better than I do, playing with a lot of them at U18s and U22 type stuff. But very similar to our team. I think they've got 3 lines that can play, and they're all real deep. Obviously, their first line is really what makes them go, but some big, strong defensemen and a goaltender who's very good as well. So we want to prepare them as best we can, as we do with any opponent. Here's what they do on their power play, their penalty kill, forecheck. But in the end, it comes down to us and executing for 60 minutes. And last night we executed for 25 of those 60 minutes, and fortunately we got away with it. But when you're in the national championship game, you can't afford to play anything less than your best.
Andy Greeter with the Pioneer Press. During practice, Coach, it looked like you were giving Sarah a hard time there for something that she did. What was going on there, and kind of what sort of mood were you trying to set there the day before the game?
Well, our seniors, we name all of our drills, and our seniors have been clamoring to have a drill named after them. And so we just named one after Bailey after her goal last night, and we ran that. It was just like a drill that we run in practice, her goal last night with the cross and drop. So, and Terry's got one named after her already. And so Davey, I said, what one do you want named after you? And she said, well, I don't know, I just want a good one. And so that 2-on-1 drill was a really good drill, and I just said, you've got one opportunity. If you score, it's named after you, and if you don't, sorry. And she shot it right in the breadbasket on a beautiful play by Flug. So
I'm still working on it.
yeah, I gave her a second opportunity, and it didn't go any better. So she's drillless in regards to naming. We'll still try and remember her.
Actually. Just for the players, obviously you guys are seniors now. Do you feel like your roles with the team have changed at all? I mean, obviously you bring a lot of the same things year on year. I remember last year in Minneapolis, Brad called you a classic Newfie in terms of the sense of humor, and I don't know if that's changed or not. I mean, you can take that for whatever you will, but do you feel like much has changed in terms of kind of your jobs with the team?
Well, I think back to my freshman year, and I just think the major difference from now is just confidence-wise, I guess. You just grow every year as a player, and the biggest thing for me, and I think all our seniors really, is we learn to lead and have enough confidence to do so. And we have a great coaching staff that really helps us out, and we have a great team behind us. And also, Frosty has also said some Newfie jokes, which aren't that funny.
To her.
Any other questions for Coach and student athletes?
Just one for you, Brad. Obviously, for as long as the NCAA has been sanctioning women's hockey, it's only ever been WCHA teams that have won national championships. What do you think are the biggest things that you can kind of put that up to? And do you feel like it's going to be difficult in terms of what Clarkson's going to be trying to do to be that first Eastern team to do it?
Yeah, I was talking last night with another WCHA coach, and that game that you saw yesterday, we see those every weekend, regardless of our opponent, and so we say it every year, but our teams are always so prepared because of the schedule that we play, playing our league teams 4 times at least, and oftentimes 5 and 6 times. Just prepares you and make it difficult. Our 7th place team in our league this past year split with Mercyhurst when they played them, and so it's just it's a battle, it's a grind every weekend, and I think our players understand the magnitude of every game and showing up for every game, and obviously this is no different.
Any other questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.